What's up, y'all? It's T-Tar and welcome to more regional variants you didn't know you wanted. And we're gonna start with this one. It looks like a kinda serene Pokemon. You know what the coolest thing is gonna be? For Game Freak to announce the game after the Indigo Disc and us just know there's gonna be a whole new wave of stuff in it. Regional variants, fakes. That's what I'm excited for. Alright, so this silhouette, the context of this is that you're in a new region and you go by the beach or you go surfing and you see these things floating in the water. So the tub forms these white ribbons, and we even got a little bit growing on its arm, and a bit of a flowing aquatic tail. But lo and behold, it is a Trubbish. Come on, we all know this, people pollute the waters. This is a Trubbish born, feeding off the pollution and the trash thrown in the water. And as such, it is a poison water type. It's actually a good idea. Poison water is a pretty rare combination. We got like Tentacruel, Marini, Quillfish, and Scraup. That's it. And unlike regional fakes where we have to coincidentally explain why it looks like this, the explanation comes with it. A group of Trubbish probably just ventured into the ocean and now they evolved to look like this. He seems pretty happy with this job. It says, Trubbish in this region drift along ocean currents, eating any rubbish and plastic they might encounter. Okay, we can solve all the world's problem by inventing the Trubbish. These suckers are eating the plastic? How could such a hideous Pokemon be the savior of our race? They're considered quite a problem as they can make surrounding Pokemon sick. They are the main food source of a large poison type. Who wants to eat this? Maybe Mux? But yeah, it's known as the plastic bag Pokemon, and its ability is Stench, or a new one called Pollutant, which is described to make poison type moves be super effective against water types, which is overpowered. I guess it's easier to describe as it doing double damage against water types, kind of like Tinted Lens. We have a couple abilities that bend the rules, like Corrosive is another one, poisoning steel types. You know, in Detective Pikachu, you get to learn a bit more about Trubbish, and it's kind of funny. They actually clean the streets and pick up trash and make the place look clean. We always thought of Trubbish as this like abomination of trash that someone left outside and it became a Pokemon, but it's more like Trubbish gathered that trash itself because it feeds off it. So I guess the only thing is they could make a pre-evolution of Trubbish where it's maybe just a peaceful bag. You know, maybe like a normal type bag. Anyhow, when this regional Trubbish evolves, it turns into this, which is not Garbodor. Though it does have the straw arm like Garbodor, and you can see a couple water bottles, and there's its eyes, but all the way down there. Because this Garbodor is actually flipped upside down. The once trash bag barely hangs on with all the trash leaking out. But don't worry, it's still got that signature wristband on its ass here. Unlike the Land Evolution's Garbodor, this thing is called Garboyant, because it's about to float around. So it says, Garboyant's bottom heavy body causes them to float upside down all the time. They use their long arms to snatch up and eat rubbish that floats by, increasing their size even more. Sometimes a large number of them will group up, creating a floating island of garbage. That sounds so cool. So you're in a new game surfing and you start to see trash and there's actually a whole island of disgusting trash that you land on. It's just this nasty island that a bunch of poison types live on. Garboyant's large size still doesn't deter its main predator. I would eat this thing. Listen, this is a great idea. It's also a poison water type, but it's known as the Trash Island Pokemon. I guess it's a common thing. It's like the elephants that hold up the world. There's gonna be some island with 4 Garboyants holding it up. This design looks even more Pokemon than some of Pokemon's designs. Let's go to the next one, which is this Pokemon here. It's actually kind of a cute design, but I think I can help you figure it out by revealing this here. A fish. Now you know what it is for sure. So what this Pokemon is, it kind of goes with the Garbodor, this ocean-like region. This is actually a pirate-themed Pokemon, but it's of one you know. So I mentioned this before, Game Freak had this trend where they gave Meowth a regional in Alola, then Galar, and it looked like they were gonna continue the pattern, then they scrapped it. This is if Meowth got another one. Yeah, so that's a Meowth. Unlike normal Meowth that just look naked, it kind of looks like he's got a shirt on. And then he's naked. So we have Meowth that's a normal, a dark one, and a steel one. This one, having moved to the waters, is a pure water type. It don't have no coin to hold dear. It has a fish bone. It says, since the Great Pirate Era, Meowth from all regions, but especially Galar, stowed away on ships on their voyage to this region in search of riches, whilst this whole region is like a lost land of treasure. Losing their coins, they instead keep an old skeleton of an unknown Pokemon and use it like a dagger if danger arises. So it freaking takes it off. It sheaths it on its forehead. You know, seeing this makes you wish Game Freak continued the trend. They could have made one in Hisui, right? I mean, it's not the most unbelievable thing. And then they could have made one in Paldea. They don't always have to be something impressive. Like, if they made one in Paldea, it could maybe not even evolve. It's just a standalone Meowth that's useless in this region. I think seeing all those Meowths had a cool world building vibe. But anyway, when this Meowth evolves, it turns into this, which is not a Persian or a Berserker. It's something else. You can see in its silhouette, the fish bone is now in its hand, and here are its two eyes. One is X'd out, cause it's a pirate. Maybe even the way Meowth would evolve is it has to take damage, kind of like Runerigus' evolution. Oh my goodness, look! Look at its teeth and mouth. It has a golden tooth. Oh, this man is styling. Look at normal Meowth compared to this. And ultimately, this is what it looks like. This is crazy. It's got like very strong claws and feet. Like, look how they just come out specially. It's like it's wearing gloves and socks. But also, it's also got this beard. So it really feels like if all the Meowths were racing to this region and they ended up evolving, that it's like the rest of the Meowths ended up dying. And this is actually a version of the Galarian Meowths that survived and turned into water types. But look at it. It finally got the coin, so it got some treasure, and it pierced its ear. What the hell, bro? At this point, just braid its beard. So its name is Parauder, and it is a pure water type. You know, like Marauder, which is like a pillager or raider, but with the pur pun. You know, Berserker, Vikings. Oh, that's perfect. We had these Viking Meowths. They come here and they be... This is actually a great story. Parauder love gold. They sailed the high seas with pirate crews in search of their share. They use their large bone swords to viciously attack enemies, and it can also be used as a shovel for digging up treasure. What is this immortal bone fish Pokemon? When they're not using it, they store it in their beard. Wow, this is a crazy good idea. Alright, now the almighty question. The Garbodor variant and the Meowth variant. If you could pick one of these and it would come true in a Pokemon game, which would you pick? And moving on to the next one. So this is a very popular Pokemon to succeed the two Poo-Poos that I showed before. Here's the silhouette. This is actually one of my most favorite regional variants I've seen. So check it out. It's got this long tail, and it's also got these crazy feet that snap onto the floor. And then it's got these arms. It's like this crazy fox ninja Pokemon, even supported by it having these like discs. So what it actually is a certain Pokemon that in a way is always scared and running away from enemies. If you encounter it in game, it runs away pretty much automatically. So it's a variant where it stopped running away and became a more vicious Pokemon from the start. And so there's its upper torso and its head. It is Abra. It's an interesting idea, right? So unlike normal Abra, which are psychic types, this is actually the direct evil counterpart, a dark type. And pretty much those little discs that it fires out are its evil energy that it materializes. So it's like a different spin on that potential psychic energy they normally have. It says, contrary to the Abras of Kanto, who depend on their power of teleportation to survive, the Abras of this region do not flee from combat. These Abra analyze the aura of their rival. If their aura is very weak, they will simply ignore it. But if they detect great power in their rival, they will be excited to fight them. And so when Abra evolves, it turns into this thing, which is a whole mess of a silhouette. But the theme is the same for this Pokemon. It's evil and has this red aura that it uses to materialize weapons. That's what it's gonna do for its whole life. So there's that face. Also, those masks look like those porcelain masks they show in Japan. It kind of looks like this would be a ruthless ninja-like Pokemon, kind of in ancient days only, you know, one of those extinct. It reminds you of like Hisuian Pokemon, like they shouldn't exist nowadays. I would almost imagine if there was a Legends Unova, maybe these dudes are running around then. Though, you know, Legends Unova is in America. But anyhow, we still got the same Kadabra features, except the sucker, look at his legs. The freaking bony or what? Then he's got that same long tail, the same torso, except now the big change is he's got these giant evil energy clumps on his 2 hands, right on the wrists. And the rest of the silhouette is actually leaked energy from its wrists. And it materializes into these chained kunais. Damn, dude, this thing probably fights swinging him around. Would these not be stronger than the Cantonian ones? Wow, I can totally see it, dude. A freaking Legends game, and this is one of the noble Pokemon. Damn, I forgot in Legends how they actually fight the human. So this one is called the Aura Pokemon, and it's still a pure dark type. It says, Kadabra's aura intensifies significantly, but this fluctuation also causes such intense burning that it harms itself. So I guess it shows the evil path is not good. It can materialize indestructible aura chains that can neutralize any opponent. The only way to break free from these chains is by knocking out Kadabra. Would this thing be a physical attacker? Because its weapons are from its energy, so it sounds like it'd be special still. Anyhow, you trade this Kadabra and we get the Big King evolution. This dude looks like a whole legendary, like a bloodmoon Ursaluna. So Kadabra is able to meditate its energy into its wrists. Alakazam has that too, but also has so much that it had to start using its feet. Now we got energy leaking from all 4 of them. And at this point, it's on his face too. Those Alakazam whiskers, they are leaking energy too. And there's its face. So it's like Alakazam has entirely mastered everything, that it's controlling it fully into a very simple weapon, which is the Trident. Goodness, if this Pokemon came true, it would be one of the most fan favorites ever. It looks insane. So of course, it's still Alakazam and it's a pure dark type. It says, its aura burns with the intensity of its conviction, capable of melting ice with its mere presence. Consumed by the darkness humanity can foster, Alakazam bears a nature steeped in shadow. Despite this, it employs its power to safeguard the defenseless and maintain balance in the region. Wow, this sucker really matured. He's evil, but he tries to do good. Well, he tries to help the weak, which actually works with its thought process as an Abra. It only fought strong enemies, right? Its combat methods are questionable and excessively violent. It will stop at nothing to achieve peace. It's like, he can be my leader, he's helping the weak. Alakazam is regarded as a living legend in this region, embodying both darkness and wisdom. Its presence in battle is an elegant dance of power and grace, a testament to the duality of its nature. Alright, you know what? Freaking scrap this whole evolution line. Just make, in Legends Unova, this as the equivalent of Blood Moon Ursaluna. Just some crazy Alakazam that's like special and legendary like. That's the one. He looks like the one. Man, now I'm even more excited for Legends Unova. Anyhow, make sure y'all shank that like button. Let me know a regional variant idea y'all have, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.